Hey, y'all. I could not be more excited to really share a little bit about what the Better Together Empowerment Series, what this show, Better Together and Living Powerfully. Today, I'm going to talk about what is this show all about. So you might be wondering, why is this important? Why should I be a part of this? So we're going to share a little bit from a site. We've created a landing page for you. And as we're pulling that up, what I'm going to tell you is this concept of better together. I have been working in the corporate space for decades. You can show whatever you got whenever it's ready. So we're going to be actually leading a series called the Better Together Empowerment Series and the Living Powerfully Experience. And that's what this show is actually about. So I just mentioned the date of October 26th because on that date, we're going to be providing a deeper dive about what this is about. This is a community show that says, would you like to live your best and your most successful year yet? And when I say that, what I really mean is, would you like to be your best and your most successful you yet? I know it sounds like a little bit of hyperbole, but I promise you it's not. Like, I'm literally doing this. We won a little baby grant that allows me to say, and we told them what we were doing, and they were like, we love it. So we get to show up here every week, and we're going to take some people on a really deep dive, and we're going to do it for free. I'm not selling anything. I know it sounds super weird, but I'm not selling anything. We're giving this away because we know this is how we truly change community. So just a little bit about this show. And yes, we're on Rainier Avenue Radio. And it's a new relationship, but it's really not, right? Because, we have individuals that are part of Rainier Avenue Radio that have been doing this work for quite a while. And the content that we're producing is aligned with this mission of bringing resources into community. So the Better Together and Living Powerfully, this show is about doing key things together. And we'll go through a presentation here. We'll talk a little bit about what each of the things are. But the Better Together Empowerment Series has three focus areas. So when you're like, what are you trying to do? Well, we're focused on three things. This idea of really creating true diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging, accessibility, and justice for all, right? That's what the Better Together Empowerment Series, that's number one, is creating that inclusive culture for all in business and in life. That's number one. Number two is we're going to be bringing resources, information, individuals forward to really focus on business, specifically Black business, because there's a lot of challenges that we have as Black entrepreneurs, but also wealth building for all. That's mission number two. And then mission number three, or focus area number three, for the Better Together Empowerment Series is around youth empowerment and professional and personal development for all. It's about showing up better today than you were yesterday. That's the what. So the Better Together Empowerment Series, when we say join us for a transformational experience, we're focused on three things. So you don't have to wonder what Traci's going to be talking about. If it's going to be uplifting, it's going to be empowering, it's going to be helping you to live your best life, to literally live your best life economically, personally, physically, professionally, like all the things. That's what the Better Together part of Better Together and Living Powerfully is all about. And I couldn't be more excited. So that's part one, Better Together. And part two is the Living Powerfully experience. So if Better Together, that might be considered the what. What are we doing? That means the Living Powerfully experience, that's the how. How are we going to show up for you? And again, the only reason I'm mentioning this other date of October 26th is after October 26th, what you're going to see on this show is me and other people that are part of a continuum. And there'll be a new group coming in monthly. Actually, we're going to do 6 weeks of a program that's going to be like, if you show up and watch this show, your life will change, period. Satisfaction guaranteed. Just say it. Now, you can't just show up and watch the show and then keep doing what you've been doing, right? When I say come on and join us on Rainier Avenue Radio, join us for Better Together and the living powerfully. It's about two things. It's about us saying that it's better when we do it together because you're going to be part of community. And it's also about the how. We're not just talking, people say, talking on the side of your neck. We're not just talking. We're going to show you. We're going to take you on a journey of transformation. So on October 26th, we're going to provide a little bit more detail about what that looks like. This isn't self-promotion because this is not about me. Just to be clear, my company is called It's All Bigger Than Me. This has nothing to do with me, just to be clear. This is me donating my time. I'm not getting paid to do this show. I'm not getting paid to coach the community. It can't be about me because I'm not getting anything from this. I just need to know. I just need to make sure we're clear. Someone asked me, I'm like, this is my community contribution. I don't even know what else to say, right? Like, I'm contributing what I know. This content that I'll be sharing and that I'll talk about today, and we'll go into deeply, and then we're going to take a group of people for free. It's $1,000 for 6 weeks that people normally pay for, and we're giving it away for free. And I'm going to bring the content to you, to my community, for free. It's what CEOs, executives, leaders, 1 million people have done it, but they don't look like us. Just saying. They're not regular people in community that's been doing this work. And it's my passion. Hopefully I sound a little passionate. But what this show is about is how do we bring this to you, for you, with you. And the good news is you get to bring your family with you on the journey. So there's more. I'm gonna ask Daniel whenever you're ready. We have a fabulous producer in the background to scroll us on down. Actually, sorry, Daniel, I'm gonna have you go back. I didn't even know what you were showing. Sorry. So this is the landing page, and it's part of the National Black MBA Association. I have to plug the organization who actually won the grant that I submitted as a part of a partnership between National Black MBA Association and my company, which is It's All Bigger Than Me Consulting. It's not about us, just to be clear. We're producing an initiative in the community, and Rainier Avenue Radio is creating a voice so that anyone and everyone can drive change, can create a new life. So if you're wondering, like, what exactly does a new life mean? More happiness, literally. You see this happy face? It's not by accident. We want you to have more happiness. Many of us have been traumatized just showing up, right, with this chocolate complexion, right? There can be trauma associated with that. I know it myself. I know it in the business world. I've experienced it myself. So what I'm saying is this show, Better Together and Living Powerfully, is two things. It's the Better Together Empowerment series, focus on those 3 elements. That's how we're going to drive change. But it's also the Living Powerfully experience. That's the how we're going to do it. So what we're offering for free, I'm donating my services. This is so guaranteed to work that there's no strings attached. It's just saying, I don't know if I mentioned, I'll get a little personal here for a second. I had a stroke on Christmas Day, December of 25th of 2022. So, when you have a stroke, you get a little, bit more clarity, right? That none of us are promised tomorrow. None of us are promised tomorrow. So this is me leaving my legacy, right? This is me leaving clarity for anyone who's interested on how they can be more happy and have less stress, how they can improve their performance in every area of your life. It's not hyperbole. We'll tell you how and why. It's free. Join us. Period. End of story. Like, there's no confusion. This isn't fake. It's just a fact. Join us. What do you got to lose? Your best life? What do you got to gain? Your best life? Join us. So anyway, and then strengthening relationships, right? And that is everything. Like, I mean, your personal relationships, if you're a parent and you got children, or your child that your parents are crazy. No, I'm just joking. Right? Working in home, in school, on your teams, at your ministry, because church people, church hurts. So really, it's about improving relationships in general, and it includes things like being more empathetic with others, right? Minimizing how we judge people. So these are things that work no matter who you are, if you're willing to really, really, really do the work. So anyway, those are the 3 things, and we're just inviting you to join us. Join this Better Together Empowerment Series and the Living Powerfully Experience. And I want to just thank again the team here at Rainier Avenue Radio, because what they believe in is our ability, our desire to provide free. Let me say again, free. I ain't selling nothing, y'all. Free content in community. So we're going to move on. So our next session is on 10/26. When I say our next session, I'm not talking about leaving the show. We're basically saying every show after this will be us coming in. Like, I'll be talking about in detail what the other people are going through week by week by week. So there's going to be a lot of detail. I'm going to be providing great content during the show, even before this, but I just want to let you know we're going to go deep. So if you really want to, and they'll be recorded, obviously. You can come to Rainier Avenue Radio on YouTube at any point in time. You can invite your family, because you're going to hear some stuff and be like, oh my God, that is so good. I need such and such and such to hear this. So it's going to be recorded. When I say life-changing is great. So go ahead and scroll down. Sorry. As we scroll down, what you're going to see is right here. We'll just pause here for a minute. So I put this language in here, and I said committed to continuing MLK's dream. I'm pausing. This is dead silence. Hold. What are you going to do to be committed to continuing MLK's dream? So this is part of my legacy building as well, because we just celebrated. We, meaning the community. We had Eddie Rye, who, we all know and love. We had 10 pastors from around the Puget Sound show up on the Friday before August 28th, which was the 60th anniversary of MLK's March on Washington. We had 4 days of absolute community activation. A Friday was a preaching with my pastor from New Beginnings Baptist Church. There were so many pastors I can't remember them all, but I can tell you it was at Dr. Linda Smith's church in Renton, which is called the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Baptist Church, right? So that's a church in Renton. That's where we were on that Friday. And I say this to say, you had all these pastors talking about initiatives that were important to MLK. They talked about poverty. They talked about gun violence. They talked about this idea of reparations. It was so good. Education, of course, economic empowerment, health disparities. One of my favorite people, what is her name? Bishop Gwendolyn Coates. She was there, and her topic was the health equity. And what I loved about it is she kept saying, this is her tagline. I asked her if I could use it. Her tagline, as she was talking about the disparities that we as African Americans often experience in the healthcare system. She said, and that ain't right. That just ain't right, y'all. That just ain't right. So she would say something, and then she'd say, that ain't right. So so many things just still aren't right. Right? And so the theme, as we were celebrating the 60th anniversary of MLK's March on Washington, the theme was dream unfinished. Not a commemoration, but a continuation. And so if it was meant to be a continuation, that means we collectively, as a community, we have to be committed to continuing MLK's dream. So this is a global invitation for true transformation. I'm going to go sister girl for a minute here. When I say we're not talking about it, we're going to be about it. We're going to be about that change. We're going to be about continuing MLK's dream. That's what this Better Together and Living Powerfully is about. It's about being committed to continuing MLK's dream. It really is, right? It sounds, like whimsical perhaps, but it's in each of our powers and abilities to truly continue the dream. It's about how we show up with a new level of intention. That better together part is saying we can do better if we do it together. It's easier when we do it together, right? So we didn't just celebrate, MLK's, for 4 days and say, hey, we're celebrating the 60th anniversary. We're committed to say every day, every week, every month, we're committed to continuing the dream. We're going to show up with a level of intention. We're going to invite you to do the same, and we're going to equip you to do things differently. If you've been struggling, share with us how you've been struggling. Email me, Traci at itsallbiggerthanme.com. I don't know. I'm still learning the radio stuff. So at some point we may be able to have you. I mean, you can clearly, if we're live, you can type in the chat right now and I can see and we'll respond, right? So we want to hear from you. Like, what are you going to do to continue the dream? I so love that. I so love it. So we're talking about being committed to continuing MLK's dream. We had a Friday preaching. On Saturday, we had a session that was all about youth. We had youth come in and they literally put affirmative action on trial. The changes to affirmative action on trial. It was so good. It was so good. And again, that was just the beginning for them too. We'll bring some of those videos in for you all to see. But just being committed to continuing a dream is just, it's within our power to say we're going to do differently every day, week by week and month by month, so that the change is real. That's what this show is about. I'm just showing up, y'all. I'm showing up in community, free, offering my expertise for free and inviting you to be a part of some really major transformative elements for free. And if you're doing some work in community and you want to tell us about it, that's what this is about as well, right? We're going to have people here from the Poor People's, I think it's called the Poor People's Community. I interviewed a lady already. She was so good. We have some interviews that we've already done that we'll be sharing here. But there's so many organizations and individuals that are doing work. So we're going to be elevating and just talking about it, just being able to share what others are doing to continue MLK's dream. That's what the Better Together Empowerment Series is about as well. So I just want to clarify like what we're going to be doing on this show. And I couldn't be more excited. So the Living Powerfully experience is where we turn courageous conversations into intentional activations. Let me just say that one more time. We turn courageous conversations into intentional activations. And partially what that means is, yes, we're going to have some really exciting conversations, but we're going to be talking about people who are activating, who are doing things differently. A courageous conversation does not actually drive change. It's only in the actions that come from those conversations that systems change, that people change, right? And that we actually can truly continue MLK's dream, that we can be a part of truly creating a different outcome for the next generation, for those of us right now, right? I didn't even got to wait for the next generation. I'm asking you to join us to change your life immediately. I know, it's so exciting. Okay, we'll move on. So when this starts by saying embrace a more, sorry, I'm gonna go down just a little bit. I mean, up a little bit, sorry. So that line above the colorful line says embrace something. I forgot what it said. Let me see that real quick. It says embrace a life-changing opportunity. Thank you so much, Daniel. Embrace a life-changing opportunity to make this your best, your most successful, and your most powerful year yet. So I just want to connect these two things because I'm kind of saying a lot. And in the future, we're just going to get to it. So I think it's good that we take today's show to really talk about, like, what is the show really about? You know, being committed to continuing MLK's dream is important for each of us. And how I am inviting each of you to continue the dream is to embrace this opportunity. And again, this isn't the only way you can change your life, but it's definitely one that's guaranteed to do it. So we base everything that I'm sharing is based on research, Harvard-based. It's based on neuroscience of the brain. It's based on positive psychology. It's based on cognitive behavioral psychology and performance science. So it's really 4 key proven methodologies, tools, and skills that we'll be bringing to you each and every week. Yes. For free. Did I mention that it's free? It is. Some people are going to get to go deeper, and that's what we're going to be talking about. But for each of you watching this show, coming here week after week after week, this show is going to be about how can I change the status quo. Now, I'll tell you more about that here in a second, but we want you to embrace this and see it as it's possible for you to truly change your life, to make this year, and I don't even mean this year isn't over the next 12 months. I mean, starting from October, November, and December. Imagine this next 12 weeks as the most pivotal of your life. Are you trying to tell me, Traci, that you could use 12 weeks and change your life? There's a best-selling book called The 12-Week Year. Hello? Look it up. It's called The 12-Week Year. It says how to accomplish more in 12 weeks than most people do in 12 months. I got a little sister girl neck roll on that one. Daniel, do you love it? How to accomplish more in 12 weeks than most people accomplish in 12 months. Watch me for 12 weeks and I guarantee, don't just watch, because you're going to watch. I'm going to give you some information, but we're also going to give you activations. This is what you can do differently. This is how you can do it differently. So we're not just talking about, watching a show for entertainment. Hopefully I'll be a little amusing. Hopefully. You find my smile charming. Hopefully you'll enjoy watching. And the guests that I'm bringing on, they're going to be fabulous. But this is really about you. This is about you making this your best year yet. So saying, hey, you know what? I know the holidays are coming. I get it. That's why I'm doing a 6-week thing from the beginning of November to the first 2 weeks of December. So for people who want to engage and me taking you through a 6-week deep dive where you get this free app, you get $1,000 program for free. Register for this series. You can email me as well. Register for this series. I need to have your name. And then we're going to actually send everyone who registers, whether you can join us live or not. We're going to send out a it's a video ask, and it's basically just like an interest form, because we can't do everyone. Like I'm literally, when I say it's free to you, but it's not free to me. So we're actually going to be paying for we're going to have a very tight group. Just saying. So to go through this process, but we're also, as we go through the process, we're going to be showing up for you every week. I'm going to have each of them provide insights on what they're doing, and I'm going to do a little teaching, and then we're going to do, some conversations, and we're going to invite you to say, what are you trying to accomplish, and how can we help you? That's the better together part. So if you have a problem, I guarantee someone in this community has your solution. I like it when I do the neck roll. If you have a problem, let me just say that again. Someone in this community has your solution. So we're committed to continuing MLK's dream. We're inviting you to embrace this opportunity, this life-changing opportunity to make this your best, your most successful, and your most powerful year yet. Now, another way of saying this is to make this your best, most successful, most powerful you yet. Right? Forget the year, forget the timeline. Am I going to be able to work through the holiday? Hey, do you want to be your best, your most successful, and your most powerful you yet? So what we're going to be doing through this program and through this process is helping you to minimize the part of your brain that actually sabotages you, that does not allow you to live your best life, to do the things that you know you want to do, should do, and could do easier if those voices were silenced or minimized. And then we're going to provide you with tools on how to maximize your superpowers, right? This is literally about how do you take the way our brains were designed to protect us and create a space where it helps you to thrive. That's what this is all about. So embracing a life-changing opportunity to make this your best and most successful year yet. It's not hyperbole, y'all. Hold me to it. This is being recorded. Join me. I got about 20 people that are going to go on a deep dive journey, and the rest of you will be able to join us right here on Rainier Avenue Radio, just like you were getting $1,000 for that 6 weeks, and then we're going to come back, amplify, and the proof is in the pudding, right? I can tell you for myself, but it's so much better when you have other people who are fresh to this topic and be able to tell you about, for them to be able to tell you about the experiences that they're having. And then for you to have your own experiences week after week after week. Join us. This chat's going to be a lot more lit. I think we're live on Facebook and YouTube and all the things, I think. If not, we'll fix that in the future. But what I can tell you is this is about truly changing the status quo. So we're inviting you to join us. It's the Better Together Empowerment Series. It's the Living Powerfully Experience. And that little yellow logo there, it actually says Positive Intelligence. So we'll go ahead and scroll down. So those 3 titles, those 3 initiatives, thank you so much. We'll keep that in there. So we're basically asking you to join us. So we're saying join the Living Powerfully Experience. And if you're wondering what is that, it is a series of workshops to discover the core factors that impact both your performance and your well-being. This is how you truly transform your life and how you can live your best life. I know people say that all the time, but oftentimes we kind of skip the how do you do it exactly? How do I do it specifically based on who I am, based on my history? That's the unique part. So I'll be putting these free assessments in the chat that you can do. You'll be able to come right here to Rainier Avenue Radio on .world, right here on YouTube, and find a way for you to do free assessments, right? That allow you to identify your own saboteurs, right? You can go to positiveintelligence.com as well as the website. Scroll down in the middle, it says discover your saboteurs, but that's kind of the first step. And then you can do assessments around you being discovering your PQ. PQ is actually the term. So you probably all heard of IQ, in your intellectual quotient, right? Geniuses have IQs over 160. You've probably heard of the term EQ for emotional intelligence. That's like been the rave of conversations in business worlds for years, right? This concept of EQ, but PQ is positive intelligence. And that's why I'm able to say it's guaranteed to work. Over 1 million people have done it. Over 1 million people have done it. I think we're coming up on break time, y'all, at 27 after. So let me just say, I could not be more excited to be right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. Join us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Rainier Avenue Radio.
Love food? Here's some storage tips to keep it fresh longer. Store cut fruits and vegetables in the fridge. Place in reusable containers. Keep bread in the freezer for longer storage. 40% of food in the U.S. goes uneaten. Save money, save food, save the planet. Visit Seattle Public Utilities for more tips.
1, 2, get down! What's up, big and little homies? This is Masvita Maraire, host of Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio World, your one-stop shop for Seattle sports. We cover preps, we cover college, we cover pro, we cover it all. Huskies, Mariners, Seahawks, Garfield, South, Roosevelt, Metro, King County. This is where you want to listen to for all the sports that's happening in Seattle. Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio World.
This is Brenda Charles Edwards, host of Seniors Matter. Join me every week to get information on activities and issues that impact the lives of older adults and their families. That's Seniors Matter every week on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Generational wealth. Generational wealth. Generational wealth. What is generational wealth? We asked our communities, and this is what they had to say.
Generational wealth to me is setting up a safety net for the future, not only for yourself, but for the generations to come. To not have the future generations, maybe in your own family, to have to go through the same trials that you had to go through. Maybe if you went through something hard when you were younger, maybe being poor, being middle class, or not having the money to have access to the things that other people around you do. It's setting up that safety net so that not only you, maybe later in your life, but also your kids, their kids, can end up having the luxuries that you would have wanted when you were young.
This campaign to create awareness to generational wealth is brought to you by the Department of Neighborhood's Generational Wealth Initiative, the Washington Housing Finance Commission, and Rainier Avenue Radio World. Create your generational wealth for you and the future of your families.
Would you like to see when your favorite Rainier Avenue Radio show comes on? Check out our show schedule, updated weekly at rainieravenuradio.world.
Oh my God, I love Rainier Avenue Radio. Once again, I wish I could say it like they did. Did you hear that? Rainier Avenue Radio. Y'all, what the Rainier Avenue Radio is doing for us is it's creating an opportunity for us to truly change your life. So we're going to continue to share a little bit about what this show, Better Together and Living Powerfully, is all about. Like we're bringing to you free resources, free community. So the Better Together Empowerment Series is one thing, and the Living Powerfully experience. The Better Together Empowerment Series, as I said during the first half of this show, is what we're focused on. The Living Powerfully experience is how we're going to get there. So Daniel, I'm going to have you continue sharing where we left off, and we're going to keep talking, y'all. We're going to share what we're doing and why. So again, we're asking you to join the Living Powerfully experience, which is going to be a series of workshops. And let me be clear, I'm not directing you to something else. I'm not, because I'm saying come back here every week and we're bringing this to you. We're inviting you to win a $1,000 scholarship, to come back and be a part of the people that are going to be shown week after week after week, truly changing their life, having a life-changing experience. We want that for you. So just register. There's a simple bit.ly here somewhere. I think it's bit.ly. It's a bit.ly, bit.ly. / and then living with a capital L _ powerfully _ the date of this event, which is 10/26/23. So that's the bit.ly. Thank you very much. It's right there. I think it's up top too. But anyway, I just wanted to clarify. It's bit.ly. We'll copy and put it in the chat for you perhaps. But it's bit.ly _ living powerfully _ 10/26/23. This is how you can win a $1,000 life-changing experience. And I got some people in the community that are already won, that are already like they're in. They've spent some time with me. I know who they are. I know that what I pour into them, they're going to pour into you and to their communities. So this is going to spread like wildfire. There's something called positive contagion. Just like there's negative contagion, like riots and stuff that happen. People are like fed up. They're burning stuff down. They're like, this is some shenanigans. I'm done. Right. We want a positive riot. We want a positive contagion. That's what this is going to be about. People are going to be changing so dramatically, so drastically, so quickly. They're going to be like, oh my God, I cannot wait to share this with someone else. So go ahead and scroll back down. Thank you very much. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure everyone knew this is free for you. This is free for community. This is not about me sending you some other place. I'm saying if you want to be a part of what we're going to be doing live right here on Rainier Avenue Radio, week after week after week, and we're going to be doing the Better Together Empowerment Series. Let me just tell you how much money is involved in what I'm talking about. With the Better Together Empowerment Series, just so we're clear, I'm calling it the $1 billion community activation. Billion with the B. And it's because we have organizations that have committed there's a group called WEIR, Washington Employers for Racial Equity. They committed $2 billion over 5 years. This upcoming year is year 4. We have over $1 billion at least I should be able to bring to y'all to say, here's all the things that they said that they want to do align with what we know is important for our community. All the things I just talked about with Better Together, right? Supporting business, supporting our wealth building, supporting our youth, supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion and justice. This is what they say they were spending but when I say they, it's 80 to 100 of the top employers in the state of Washington. So when I say the Better Together Empowerment Series is the real deal, they reached out to me as president of the Seattle chapter and asked me to help amplify and elevate the work that they were doing. Just so you're clear, that's the truth. They said, we love when you show up and do your thing. You're so positive. Of course I am. Ain't nothing more positive than saying we got $1 billion community activation. That's part of the Better Together Empowerment Series. So it's not just a bunch of talk. We're going to be bringing opportunities and amazing, amazing, amazing experiences. Remember that $200 million community activation, community reinvestment fund, I think is the title of it. Well, we have, there's a beautiful new empowerment magazine that's been created called The Opportunity Link. And it was produced by Corbett Mosley. I'll be bringing him on as a guest. And no one's deeper into what's happening with the $200 million community reinvestment fund. That's money for Black communities. And guess what? It's money that will go to someone else if we don't know about it, if we ain't talking about it. That's why it's better that we do it together. That's why it's better that we know the people who know where the money's at. Just to be clear, this is not wealth building is wealth building, people. So when I say the Better Together Empowerment Series is about building wealth, I don't mean I'm just going to sit here and give you some equations on how to build wealth. No, I'm talking about the opportunities that exist, that are active, ready for you, for us. That's what this Better Together Empowerment Series is. Week after week after week after week, we'll be bringing in information, activations, these turning courageous conversations into intentional activations. That's what the Better Together Empowerment Series is about. Bringing on those CEOs and executives who say, hey, we're doing these great things. Great. If the community doesn't know about them, guess what? You're not going to be able to drive the change that they want to drive. And I can believe that if they've committed $2 billion, they must want us to be activated. So we're going to help them to activate our community. Anyway, thank you very much. I get a little excited. I get just a little excited about this. So again, the show is called Better Together and Living Powerfully, but it's about the Better Together Empowerment Series, a whole bunch of things that I'm bringing to you, people that are coming to you with opportunities, real dollars, real opportunities for you to drive change. The Living Powerfully experience is how can you even, first of all, do you even believe that that's for you? What if someone gave you a new house and you believe, you know what, it's not for me? People win lottos all the time and end up poor. It's because they don't actually believe in themselves or believe that it's for them. So we got to also empower you and show you opportunities while simultaneously fueling you. Positive intelligence and the Living Powerfully experience is about feeding your mind, right? Helping you to activate your mind so that it is working for you and not against you. And we've been in a society that is fueled negative thoughts about ourselves, about our community, about what's possible. I don't know what's happening with the shadow on my face. There you go. So like we get to do things differently. Right? We get to decide that we are going to show up differently. So that's why I had to partner and pair the Better Together Empowerment Series with all these great opportunities. It's $1 billion with a B, not million, a billion. If they've committed $2 billion over 5 years and we're rolling into year 4, we could find $1 billion, right? So I'm inviting all of the organizations that are part of Washington Employers for Racial Equity. We're inviting them here. And there's some videos I've already done, some interviews I've already done, some people who've already shown some things. But if we're not aware of them, guys, you can't take advantage. So the Better Together Empowerment Series is going to be about showing you some things. Anyway, showing you some ways that you can improve your life, more equity, more wealth building. If you're an entrepreneur, pouring into you there. If you're a youth, if you just want to be developed, right? We got you. We got you. So the Living Powerfully experience, if you look here at that red line on this flyer that's in front of you, it says, why should you join us? And the line right above it says it's for personal and professional development. So we're basically going to help you if you want to be a better parent, if you have always thought about starting a business but didn't know how, if you have things in your life where you're like, you know what, I wish I could do A, B, or C. This is about helping you to live your best life. So it's personal and professional development. And we're going to be introducing you to something called positive intelligence. Right? It's www.positiveintelligence.com. The information is right here if you want to go do a little preview and say, what the heck is this thing? I'm one of the master coaches, and I'm giving my services for free. This is my donation to community. This is just, if you want to be a part of this show, basically live showing up, we're going to have other faces and voices. October 26th is going to be kind of how. If you can't make it, sign up, register. And then, like I said, we'll give you a way to be able to figure out if you can be a part of it, if you want to be a part of this. Like, it's for everyone. It's for community. Anyway, so why should you join us? We say we're going to provide you with tools and skills to reduce conflict in your life, to reduce friction in your own head and with other people, to reduce stress, again, in your own head and with other people. That's important. We call that removing the saboteurs, right? Or minimizing, intercepting the saboteurs. That's kind of the language that we use, but it's about reducing the bad and then increasing the good, right? We use language of SAGE. It's like how do you increase the left side of your brain, the right side of your brain? It's easy when you understand the simplicity of what that looks like. So we're going to help you to improve your performance. And when we say improve your performance, we mean your performance at school, at home, at work, individually, your performance as a team, your performance in your organization. These aren't, fake ideals. 1 million people have done this. They just don't look like us. It's 1 million CEOs and executives and leaders. I'm saying this is now for us, and I'm gifting this into the universe. Now, if you're in one of them 80 companies, we do expect you to pay for this, just to be clear. If you're part of we're not gifting it to you for free, just so we're clear. Not saying that you can't come and your people can come, and we want your people to be a part of this, but you should be able to pay, right, for your organization to thrive. And let me just explain to you why this is so important to me, because organizations that are willing to truly invest in diversity, equity, and inclusion, because we've been talking about this for decades, right? But the outcomes haven't changed. The numbers haven't changed. Retention rates for us haven't changed. And you know why? It's because we haven't changed as individuals. We haven't created a new normal. That's what this does. When you start with positive intelligence and you're focused on improving performance, and you're focused on improving your well-being, and you're focused on improving employee engagement, and you want to focus on, less stress and more happiness, right? And people being more higher energy and all the things that's what this is about. Trust me. It's you can go check online. They have all the metrics. It's scientifically proven. Like I said, you don't have to trust me on this, but the reason this is so important to me, because I know this sets a foundation for the work, for that true system. When people talk about systems change, systems are made up of people, and systems are absolutely designed to maintain the status quo. That means systems are designed to stay the same. That's why that's why it's a system. It's designed to stay the same. It's giving you the output that it was designed to output. And so what this work allows you to do as an individual, as a team leader, as an organization, it allows you to create a new operating system, you get to decide on new measures of success. Like, this is what success looks like to us, which means things like empathy and exploring, being inquisitive, less judgment, right? But also being able to create a safe environment for people who maybe have been excluded in the past. The problem is when people have been excluded, they complain about it, and the outcome is still the same. This allows you to create new ways to resolve conflicts, to be heard, to hear, to listen, to build relationships, and to build trust. That's how you get new outcomes. We change ourselves as individuals, and as we change our teams, we change our organizations, we change our communities, and we change the world. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. I cannot believe we're almost out of time, so I'll keep moving. So let me just be clear. So these are the things you get. Why should you change? I'm looking at that red line there. So tools to reduce conflict, friction, and stress, improve performance, again, both as an individual, as a team, as an organization. We're going to talk about employee mental wellness. Like, hey, are you stressed out at work? You need to call somebody. This is for you. We'll help you, right? Join us for free. Did I mention for free? This is in community. It's for free. For these organizations who've been talking about what they're going to do to drive change for us, we're going to help you also to get to different outcomes. But for community and anybody in those organizations who heard the words, you're welcome to join us, because I'm going to come right here to Rainier Avenue Radio every week, and we're going to show you how. I don't want anybody to have an excuse that they didn't know. Didn't have a budget, no problem. It's for free. Right here for free. We want to create safe environments where everyone can thrive, right? So that's that last bullet. It says create truly inclusive cultures so that all can thrive. This isn't about helping Black people. This is for red, blue, yellow, green. Everybody can thrive, right? Everyone can thrive. And the sponsors of this is the Seattle chapter of Black MBA, Seattle chapter of the National Black MBA Association, and It's All Bigger Than Me Consulting. Thank you very much, Daniel. We'll keep scrolling. So what you'll see down below here, our next session is in 16 days. Again, it's on 10/26. This is the bit.ly for you to log into or to register. Again, it's all free. And right here on Rainier Avenue Radio, we're going to be bringing a group of people through this process. And we'll be bringing it to you every week for free. Free. But the people who are going to be with us, which we're hoping you're going to register and be a part of the group, you get a free app. The whole program is worth $1,000. So we're asking you to register to learn more about how you can be a part of it, and hopefully sooner than later, because we'll send you some information in advance. We really want you to take advantage of this $1,000 program. It's super cool. Anyway, so what's in it for you? We'll go down a little bit more, just a little deeper into the what's in it for you. I think we talked about this, the stress, the happiness, well-being, improving confidence. And that's because you're going to minimize those saboteurs in your brain. And we all have them. So you take these assessments, you learn about yourself, and then everything in the app is customized for you to minimize your saboteurs and to increase your sage. It's so beautiful. Strengthen relationships. Again, all of your relationships, and then have more collaboration, more teamwork, building trust. This is how you do it. You build trust by making sure what you say is aligned with what you do. So often we have organizations who say the things, they got all the declarations. They're going to do A, B, and C, but the outcomes don't align. So then people don't trust you. So I've had executives, I coach executives too, right? I coach executives on leadership and inclusion, et cetera. But I've had executives say, we have a hole in the bucket issue. We don't actually understand it. I can tell you why. Do a little research, right? Really quickly. Anyway, so we'll keep moving. That's what's in it for you. And I know it sounds almost too good to be true. All I can say is try us. It's free. Join us. Not even try us. Join us. It's free. Join us right here on Rainier Avenue Radio every week, Mondays at 6 p.m. And we're going to show you how to change your life. All these things will be discussed as a part of this process. It's so beautiful. And how might we be doing this? Well, you're going to learn about some proven research-based tools and skills that will strengthen the part of your brain that serves you. And it's going to quiet the part of your brain that sabotages you, right? So we'll talk about that. There's some language that we use, but it's going to be through what's called positive intelligence. There's a best-selling book out there that's called Positive Intelligence. There's a website called positiveintelligence.com. It's information, right? But I also have a proprietary methodology called transformational inclusive leadership. And what I learned is leaders aren't really ready. Most leaders in organizations aren't ready to really embrace transformational inclusive leadership unless they have a true foundation, unless we can all agree on what successful communication looks like. Because PQ is about communicating at an energetic level as well. And by that, I mean, they talk about IQ and EQ, and there's presentations I've shared. EQ is that beautiful middle, right? If you had the two concentric circles, I'm not doing that well, but if you had two concentric circles and the part in the middle is the best of IQ and EQ, right? PQ is like when you're talking to someone, you can say, I love you. You can say, I love you. You know what I mean? Or you can say, that was great. Or that was great. You know what I mean? Like being able to connect with people differently. So, and seeing them 2 minutes with someone with an authentic listening eye, listening ear, connecting with them. That's how you connect differently with people, right? So I'll move on. Thank you very much. I get excited. The who, who is for. This is for community leaders. It's for professionals. It's for entrepreneurs. It's for senior executives who you have an obligation to do what you've been saying you want to do, and it's not working out, right? Your metrics are the same. You don't have a whole majorly different retention rates. You don't have so many more. You don't, because we looking at all the numbers, right? We don't. Because systems are designed to maintain the status quo. So trust me on this. When you truly want to change the system, you got to change the people in the system. That's you. That's me. That's look in the mirror and change a man and woman in the mirror, right? So that's what positive intelligence allows you to start with, is changing the person in the mirror, right? So team leaders, students, we're going into both colleges and high schools. Yes, I'm so excited. So this is for those people who truly want to drive change. And again, I said the National Black MBA Association and It's All Bigger Than Me. We are here doing this work and doing it with a passion. And we could not be more excited to be inviting the employees of WEIR. So we'll scroll down a little bit. The Washington Employers for Racial Equity. We're going to go down to them. So, Better Together Empowerment Series. We'll just show that real quick. We'll show that slide. So we already talked about these three things, right? The Better Together Empowerment Series. We know what they are. These are the three things. We're fostering inclusion and belonging in business and in life, supporting Black business and wealth for all, and then empowering youth development. Keep going. And we'll talk about this series. I'm going to move past this part pretty quickly. We'll come back another day and go deeply in this. But these are the three focus areas, right? Really going deep. We've already talked about these. I'm going to go down to the part where you see the logo for the Washington Employers for Racial Equity. But that's the three things. Dr. Carter and I are the key leads for the core team. And again, that's just about the upcoming thing. This is an evergreen experience. Keep going right here. So go back to that Dream Unfinished slide. I really like that one. It's just kind of a reminder. Remember, we talked about MLK. It is not a commemoration. This is a continuation. This is the dream unfinished. This is about continuing the dream. So Dr. James Carter, who's president of the Seattle chapter of the Black MBA, this is his primary commitment. I happen to be an expert in positive intelligence. Better Together. This is my idea. So he go with it. I applied for a grant. We won the grant. So we got program dollars to actually do this work. I'm not getting paid $1. Zero goose eggs by choice. But I'm saying we could pay for y'all to get in here and get this program content and change your life. This is how we're continuing the dream. So going down real quick. Thank you. So community, stop right there. Community, join us. This is for you. We're inviting community leaders to join us. We are thrilled to be creating a space to amplify the work that is happening with the top employers in the state of Washington. They're called WEAR, Washington Employers for Racial Equity. This is their website. It's employers4equity.org. And they have all of this amazing stuff. They have a commitment to progress. That's why we can say committed to continuing the dream. It's so interesting. What they say they want to focus on is what we've been focusing on. The Black MBA was founded over 52 years ago for this very same reason. We've been talking about the same stuff for 5 decades. Right? So we all want the same stuff. This is how we get there. This is how we get there differently. So again, I love the Washington Employers for Racial Equity. There's some great stuff that's happening. We're going to use this show to amplify some videos that we've already done, some interviews that have been done, some conversations, but really it's going to be about the activations. What have they done and how can you benefit? We're going to call it the $1 billion community activation because they committed $2 billion over 5 years in 2024. This is year 4. So we should definitely have $1 billion throughout this year to be able to reference. And I know there's a lot of programs that are out there that are truly driving change. So we'll keep moving down. So Washington Employers for Racial Equity, this is for you. It's the $1 billion community activation. And it's going to be through the Living Powerfully experience, through this series where we're committed to continue the dream. October 26th is just the next date where we're providing some information, right? But we're going to be doing it right here for free on Rainier Avenue Radio. Right? And you and your organization, if you're really trying to do the thing, right, you should be activating in a different way. So Traci at itsallbiggerthanme.com is my email address. Register for this thing. Let us know who you are. And we are ready to truly drive change. So this is a call to action. It's an invitation for true transformation. There's an actual email. If you go to seattleblackmba.org. Let's see if I put that in the chat. Do I have a chat here? It's really weird. I don't know how to put the chat in comments. Let's see. So we're going to have you go to Seattle. Yikes. Okay, I'm going to let you do that. I think I'm messing up. Type seattleblackmba.org. I'm not in the chat. seattleblackmba.org is where you can go to get this entire letter, this entire detail, everything we're sharing here. Some of these words are small, but they're actually big and beautiful. So it's Seattle and then the word black. And then MBA for Masters in Business Administration.org. That's where this lives. And when you go to the website, you go to the link Living Powerfully, and that's where this entire stream of information is. And I'm so excited to be live right now on Rainier Avenue Radio because we are going to be using this weekly show to drive change, to bring $1 billion community activation to you. Companies have committed. When I say companies, we're going to go through the detail next week. I'm going to show you who they are, what they committed. That's what we're going to go through next week. So I'm not joking. It's a $1 billion community activation. And that's what we're doing on this show. The Better Together Empowerment Series and the Living Powerfully Experience. This is the house. We'll scroll through this long old letter because, you can't really read it anyway. But it's actually to the esteemed members of WEAR, of Washington Employers for Racial Equity, and to all community leaders, whoever you might be. If anything that I said today was important to you, I'm gonna have you scroll past all these white, the white text. That's all the letter. We'll move on. And we'll go to whatever was below it. Yep, we'll keep going. This is the letter. It's all good. Right here, we'll stop right here. So this is an evergreen opportunity, y'all, to leave a legacy of positive change in our community. So when I say we're committed to continuing the dream right here on Rainier Avenue Radio, every week, we are going to be driving real change. So the upcoming opportunities are just saying every month, like we're going to create a space online for us to go deeper, for you to be able to ask questions, which you may not be able to do here. But we want to make sure that the information, that your individual questions are answered as well. But we're coming right here and we're using Rainier Avenue Radio to drive change. It's evergreen. So those of you who are able to make it on 1026, the bit.ly is bit.ly/living with the capital L _powerfully _ the date 10/26/23. That's just another opportunity. It's just an info session to say, hey, coming right back here on Rainier Avenue Radio. And every week we're going to be taking a group of people through, and you community are part of that group, right? We're going to have the chat going live. We're going to be broadcasting on multiple platforms. So this is for you. And community leaders, we're leaders. This is for you to be able to come to community and tell community all the great things you're doing. If you're like, I can't make it on 1026, no problem, because on 11/16, 12/12, 125, 222, 328, 425, I'm just reading from this thing, 525, 627. Did I mention it's an ongoing opportunity? It's an evergreen opportunity. So we're showing up weekly right here, right now. You don't have to worry where to go. Mondays at 6 p.m., just come right here. This is just us saying we're going to be creating a space for people to go deeper if they choose to, but everything that we're doing deep, we're bringing here. We're going to create a space for the stories to be told. Daniel, type really quick in here what time I need to be done. Time's up. Oh, time's up. Well, there you go. Time's up. Thank you. Bye. Join us next week, y'all, right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. Mondays at 6 p.m. This is Dr. Traci Harrell. We got this.